Jeffrey sits down to read a book. He starts reading the book and he can't focus. He gets no reading done. He just sits there reading the same page for the next 2 hours. But on the other side of the spectrum, we have Adonis. Adonis is a productive Chad. Whenever he sits down to read a book, he's super productive. He soaks all that information in and acts on that information as well. He's super disciplined because of that. He doesn't waste time reading the same page. He's super quick with this reading. Why can't we all be like Adonis? I'll tell you a story. Still remember that when I started to read my first book, which was The One Thing by Jay Papasan and Gary Keller, I spent 2 months to complete the whole thing. 2 fucking months to complete a single book. Imagine this. You actually want to complete the whole book, but you keep procrastinating by scrolling on social media and not getting any work done. Either way, you can read a book. You're not reading the book just because you're scrolling on social media all day. I used to be exactly like that. But then I changed. I changed by fixing my reading. I changed by fixing my reading, by reading productively and quickly, and actually acting on that information, making that information valuable. And I want you to do the same. Here is exactly how. But before we get to how you can start reading productively, I want to tell you about something else. By clicking the top link in the description down below, you can book a free call with me to fix your productivity, discipline, and consistency. And by clicking the second link in the description down below, you can subscribe to my daily email newsletter for more productivity insights just like this in your inbox every single day. So if you're interested in any of that, check the description down below. Let's get straight to it. How to read productively. Number one, schedule a reading time. Still remember that I used to read randomly at random times when I wanted to read. Like for example, I was going to sleep, so I had the thought that let me just read a book. So I spent the whole time reading a book, like a bad motherfucker. And I didn't have any specific time for reading a book. But when I scheduled a specific time for reading a book, I was actually super productive and I got it done in a less amount of time. And I want you to do the same too. I want you to schedule out a block of time for your reading. Because many people don't know how to think for themselves. They can't use logic. They're fucking pussies. Why? Because they can't manage their time well. They haven't scheduled their time well. They can't block out their time well. That is why they're pussies. That is exactly why they're nerds. That is exactly why they're pussies. That is why exactly they can't get done with any of the books that they want to read. Because they're fucking pussies, and it's all because of one singular reason. It's because of social media. Social media is destroying our society, and we need to eliminate it and eradicate it from society for our own betterment. Because the world is coming to save us. You and me, we are in an active war against social media, and we have to defeat it because it's destroying society from within. People are killing themselves because of social media. People are committing suicide because of social media. People have stopped thinking about themselves. They think about Kim Kardashian now. People have stopped thinking about themselves. Can't control their lives. That is why they're killing themselves. So me and you, we have to gang up together to go against social media, eradicate it from society and make the world a better place again. So come with me to destroy social media so we can make society a better place again. So how do you schedule a reading time? You are going to schedule a reading time by asking yourself, what time of day do I have the most energy and what time of day am I the most energized? Ask yourself that question. It can be like 5 p.m. in the afternoon or 9 a.m. in the morning. I don't care. Schedule out your reading time at that time. Especially, I personally recommend that you schedule it after you're done with a lot of your big goals for the day, big daily goals. You read the book after that, and yeah, that will help a lot. So schedule out a reading time for yourself every single day. Moving on, set an end goal and end timer. I still remember that I took my book, The One Thing, started to read it, and I spent 3 hours, I think, getting done with only 30 pages of the book. 3 hours. How? Because I didn't have an end goal and an end timer. You need to have those two in order to get done with the book quickly and get soak all that information in as well. So how are you going to do this? You're going to do this by setting an end timer. What is an end timer? An end timer is basically setting up a specific amount of time for you to get done with the goal. Like for example, you give yourself an hour to read 30 pages of a book. That is an end timer. And then after that you set an end goal. Like I'm going to read 30 pages of Atomic Habits today in 30 minutes of time. You can combine the both to have a really good productive reading session as well, like setting an end goal and end timer at the same time. This way your brain will be more focused and more concentrated because it knows that it's running out of time every single second, so it's more focused and more concentrated. Another thing which you can do is you can either wear a watch or have a clock right in front of you to tell you how much time is still left. That again will force your brain to focus and concentrate more. Moving on, the third tip that we're going to talk about is using your finger. Now I'll tell you a story. I used to spend countless hours reading a single book. But how did I change it? I changed the time and I lessened the time by using my finger. Why do people use fingers while reading? Because it speeds up the process. Because your eyes are attracted to motion, and when it sees your finger moving along the page, it will be forced to focus on that finger and will automatically read more, read quickly. The sensation you feel on your finger while reading, that will also force your mind to focus as well. So definitely start using your finger while reading if you want to read quickly but get a lot of information in as well. Moving on, the fourth and final tip that we're going to talk about to read productively is setting a weekly reading goal. I'll tell you a story. As I said, I took around 2 months to finish my first book, and I didn't have no idea that you can get done with a book in a week as well. So I spent countless hours. I was like, yeah, it's gonna take time, so why should I like get done with it in like a week? So I spent a lot of time on reading the whole book, and it around like 2 months. And I don't want you to do the same. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna pick your favorite book. Pick your favorite book, not just what I recommend. Pick what you actually want to read. Take that book and take the number of pages in the book and divide that number by 7, and the amount of pages the number that you're going to get after that is the amount of pages you're going to read every single day. So what this is going to do is that it's going to give you that goal, like we talked about, the end goal and end timer, to read more, and it will force your brain to concentrate as well, because that goal, that daily reading goal, will be on top of your mind every single day. That I have to read 30 pages now, I have to read 30 pages today. This will force your brain to get done with the reading and actually concentrate on the book. Now I know that life is hard for you nowadays, and it used to be hard for me too, but you have to understand that you have to change for the good. Either change for the bad, you either change for the good, and I want you to be on the good side of history. So you have to change for the good, change for your own good. Start becoming productive, start working on your discipline, start working on your consistency, start getting better, start improving every single day. Because it's gonna be hard. Who said it wasn't gonna be hard? It was hard for me, it's also gonna be hard for you. But this is where the warriors come in. The real warriors don't care about the difficulty. Focus on the goal and keep grinding every single day to get to that goal. Click the first link in the description down below to book a free call with me, and click the second link in the description down below to sign up to my email newsletter. Thank you for watching, and remember, Action over words.